Morning everybody, welcome to another video. It is the morning, it's just before 7 AM, Saturday the 25th of September. I'm back down the River Wye for another trotting session. If you've seen the last video, you know we had a cracking session down here. If you've not seen that, I'll stick a link up there for you. Yeah, I had a cracking session last time and hoping to replicate it this time, although I think it's one of those sessions that doesn't come around very often. But I couldn't resist coming back to the very same swim. If I get out of the way, you'll see I've got my gear down here. And we stood waist deep in the water. Got myself a little bit better set up than last time. I was struggling a bit. I had a waist pouch on. I didn't have a screwing bank stick. It's bedrock down here. Big lumps of gravel and pebbles, and it's really hard to get a bank stick in. So I bought a screw one this time. Managed to get my bucket in. So no worrying about my bait pouch getting all soaking wet. So we're going to do some trotting again in this same swim. May fish some other swims on this stretch as well. It is a nice stretch. There's some other swims that are certainly suitable for trotting. But I'm going to get in here for now. And it's just jumped already. I've been here about 15-20 minutes. I've got some bait in. And yeah, hoping to catch some barbel, and we'll probably catch some chub as well. Baits I've got with me, I've got some luncheon meat, of course. I've actually got some chopped up Frankfurters as well. I've bought some mussels to try. They're supposed to be quite a good barbel bait. And I've got some shrimp and krill groundbait. I've got some hemp, obviously, as a loose feed as well. And I actually bought some casters. You're allowed to use maggots and casters on the Wye Foundation stretches from 15th of September, so we're good to go there. So I've got some casters as well, but I've turned them myself this week. I've got a couple of pints. I'm not sure I'm going to use them unless I really need to be honest, because the small fish are ravenous in here, I found, and I think we're going to be catching lots of small fish if we use casters. Last week I actually caught 2 days on a bare hook, winding it back in. That's how ravenous they are. So yeah, we'll avoid the casters if we can, but we'll just have to suck it and see, really, won't we? So I've just been waiting for it to get light enough to be able to see the float. I think we're nearly there, so I'll get the rod set up and we'll have a crack. The equipment I'm using today is going to be my Cadence CR10 14-foot match number 2. Did a grand job last time out here. I've coupled with that my Abu Garcia 506 Mark II close face reel. Love a close face reel. I've got a 6-pound Maxima Chameleon mainline, 5-pound Drennan fly leader fluorocarbon. I like this stuff because it's very stiff. And obviously it's fluorocarbon, so it's all but invisible in the water. Got size 12 on at the moment. As I say, I'm going to be fishing either cubes of luncheon meat or perhaps some mussel, but we'll give the luncheon meat a go first. Fishing here, I think see so much luncheon meat, they see it as a natural bait. It's not very deep in here. It's about 3 foot deep out there, maybe 3.5 foot, something like that. So we'll set the float at about that, and I'm certainly going to be able to see it now, so we'll have a crack. Should mention my float as well. I've got a Drake 4 AAA domed stick float on there. Like these for the stability, and obviously the big dome on there. You can see these at 50 metres at least, even with my eyes. And I've just got an Olivet, or a couple of Olivets there just to cock it. Right, let's have a go. Looking forward to this. I should mention as well, I booked onto this stretch again because it was free today. Bizarrely, being Saturday. However, someone else has booked on since I booked on, so we may be a bit limited in what we can do in the stretch, but we'll have a go anyway, see what happens. My first run through, so excited. Nice pace on the water today. Looks like it's up a little bit from where it was last week. I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe. No, it's not actually. There's more of the rock showing out there. It's actually down on where it was last week. We had about then, a little dip. We got the first fish of the day. It's very chubby. 2 or 3 goes at that. Fab. We don't need a net for you. How's about that? That's a good start. Wonderful. Back you go. Scarpered. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think this is a chub. Couple of dinks in the way it went. Oh, and the clutch. The line is playing it, played off upstream. I think we're into the first barbel of the day. Been fishing about 10 minutes. This captain is heading for a snag. Unlike barbel, it's really heading for a snag. Perhaps it's not, perhaps it is a chub. Yeah, it's a chub. I thought it was barbel for a minute. I'm still not sure, to be honest. There's a chub. Proper one. I thought that was a barbel when he first took off then. Come on. Trying to get under my feet, eh? Between my legs. Come on. Bloody, that's a proper one. Wow. Now, there's a chub. Wonderful. Look at that. Longer than my arm. My forearm. Fantastic. Back you go. God. Well, that was a good 4-pounder. No wonder I thought it was a barbel. Fantastic. Well, there we are. My first ever fish on a billy mussel. Grab. Well, it seems a very different day to last week. I'm actually quite cold still in this water. It does feel quite cold. The salmon boshing out last week, but one this week. Not had a bite for probably at least half an hour, I think. It's not looking so promising today. Perhaps it will be that we need to go on casters. Perhaps I'll be more interested in a smaller bait. Perhaps give it a try. I'll give it an hour or so, and then perhaps we'll give casters a try if we're not doing anything. I don't want to start piling casters in if I'm not going to fish caster, really. Something's up there chasing some little fish, a bit of pike and salmon. It's strange because it's a much more favourable day today. Damp, a bit overcast. Might have some showers. It's going to be a bit drizzly, I think, and you'd think it was much better conditions. I'm struggling. Well, that's fishing, isn't it? Right, I've just seen something flash out there for the first time. Could have been a salmon, but who knows? Could be a barbel. Our first sign. It's a sign anyway. Just saw the flank of a fish. Just shine. As I say, could be a salmon. But it's right out where I've been feeding. I've not had any other signs. Probably gone, I would say, best part of an hour without a bite. Trouble is with day ticket fisheries, you just don't know what's happened, do you? I mean, there was 3 people on this stretch yesterday. You know, this swim could have been fished all day, could have got hammered. And you know, maybe all these fish got caught yesterday and they're just not interested. Who knows? I'll give it a few hours, as I say, and we'll take stock, see whether it's worth moving, and possibly, you know, losing the swim. Oh, blimey. We're in a very long way. Not particularly big. Little chub. Lovely stuff. Here, obviously. Give it 5 or 10 minutes, I think, and then I will have a go with casters, but I'm not gonna feed them yet. I'll have a couple of runs through. If I'm getting absolutely obliterated by dace, then we'll knock it on the head straight away. Oh, let's just twist this round. Right. Yeah, I think we'll give it 5 or 10 minutes more with meat, and after that we'll perhaps try casters, put a couple of casters on and just run them through without feeding any, and just see if I get obliterated by dace, and if I do, then obviously the sharpfish casters. A reflection of the water temperature, the fact that I'm stood here and I'm actually not very warm at all. Really not very warm. We'll find a way. As often with fishing. Just finding that key, isn't it? There we go. Yes. Finally, I think we may finally be into a barbel. I said that last time and it was a chub. This one is just holding in the current and then taking some bite. So they are here. He's off upstream. Gone back across the other side of the river. Just holding there in the flow. Yeah, it's a barbel. No, I'm not going to be premature with the net because often I am, and I clear off again like that. And back out in the middle of the river again, wrecking my swim. Wonderful scrapple on the float gear. So nice not to have that feeder or lead bouncing around on the line. Just hugging the bottom. And the monster. Ready? I don't think so. Took one look at me and said no. Oh, this is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. There he is. There's no little one. Off again. Come on, chap. Nope. He's tiring. Woo. Coming into the net. Come on. There we go. First one of the day. Well, let's have a look at him in the water. I need to get him out. Very well rested. Going to behave? Think so. How's about that? Don't know, £5? Something like that. Wonderful. Fantastic. Right. Bit of a mark on him there. Right, let's make sure he's nicely rested and then we'll get him back. This was my worry about casters. I put none in at all, and I just put a couple on the hook just to see what would happen. But I think that's going to be the trouble, even with casters. Casters obviously better than maggots for avoiding small fish, but I think if I put casters on, I'm just going to be hauling dace all day. Well, I decided I have to feed casters, and I've been feeding for about 5 minutes. I've got 2 casters on the hook, and I've had a take. Feels like a barbel. Just hugging the current, hugging the bottom like they do. Wow. Chugging off upstream. Can't do a lot with this at the moment. I don't even think it's particularly big. What a scrap. Not particularly big. A bit wrapped up in a line. Blimey. I'm sure the small one's quite harder. A line wrapped around one of his pegs. tut, come on. It's not very big at all. But very, very welcome. Oh, it's all wrapped up. Come on. Got him. Fab. Well, there we are. Beautiful, fresh, young looking fish. Wonderful stuff. That's great. Get a nice on you, mate. Get that off. So guys, I've had about, I don't know, maybe an hour. Just had some lunch. It's getting on for 1 o'clock now. Should I sit at the top of the bank? The sun just came out briefly and I'm just sitting, all the fish, all the barbel flashing away over here. Saw at least 4. But it was happening a lot, but 4 consecutively that weren't the same fish. So there's clearly some fish here. Clearly on fish. Just try and catch them. They do seem to be a little bit further upstream again. So I've moved along a little bit. Excuse me, as much as I can. We'll see what we can do. They seem to be just sitting in this slightly deeper area in the middle there. Sort of knowing they're there and catching them is something completely different. They don't seem to be having it, for want of a better term, particularly today. I haven't seen that fussed. Clearly there. Like I say, they don't seem too fussed today. For whatever reason. I'll keep going now. The barbel in the white seem to have a lot of these sort of green lice on them. I think that's what why they're flanking over there. They're scratching themselves, trying to scratch these lice off. Because when I catch them, they do seem to be covered in lice. Covered, they have sort of 3 or 4 on. And I've obviously been getting them off for them. Well, that was a trout. There we go. Well, this is a proper one. It's just chugging. Oh my goodness me. Like I've got the bottom, but it's just slowly moving. Just letting the guy who's here know I'm in. You can probably see that. Oh, blimey. Blimey. Doing a lot with this at the moment. Here you come. Ooh, well, he's off. What a scrap. Up again. See if we can sneak him in the net. No, he's off again. But we might sneak him in then, without him realising what was going on. He wasn't having any of that. Come. Again. Come on. He's tangled up as well. Tangled up for some reason. Of course, I flew around this tree. Oh, here we go. Got him. Not surprising from the better scrap. Is he going to behave? He is. There we go. Lovely, beautiful fish. Again, he's got a lice on his pectoral fin, or a louse. Yeah, we'll get that off for him before we put him back. Wonderful stuff. Fantastic. Go on then, chap. You're probably ready, aren't you? There we go. Yes, definitely. Right. He's just taken a long way down. Probably a chub. There's those head shakes. There's a reason we're on that. I'm just trying to get you. Okay, cool. Actually, it's not that big, I don't think. It's actually behind me. Oh, that's a proper strap. Not that big. He's putting up a proper strap. Come on. Well, he's a nice fish. Wonderful. Keep still, let's get you sorted. Right between my legs. Wonderful. No, we're still catching. It's not in the slightest bit prolific. what we're catching. Just hooked something on the caster. I've just started to use casting again. Just something proper. Just make me up and picking out. Feels a bit bobbly, if I'm honest. Let's go a bit easy because I've gone down on 3 pound hook link. Just getting nothing happening at all. That's a bob. It's coming in far too easy to be a bob. I think it's a chub. That's a nice one. Going right down to 16. A couple of casters. Through this fella straight away. Just in the corner. Come on. You can play ball. Cool. That's a chub. Blimey. I wonder if it was a barbel. Look at the size of that. Wow, now look at that for a chub. Absolute brute. Right, old warrior. Fantastic. Right, chap, let's get you slipped back. Couple of casters just nipped in the corner. Oh, what a lump. That's a lump. Well, perhaps finding down was what I had to do. They've been a bit funny, the fish today. It's certainly not crawling up the line like they were in the last video. But as I say, I'll find down to a size 16, 3 pound hook link, fluorocarbon hook link again. Maybe that's what was needed. Ooh, well, it's this chub, I think. Grab that straight away. As soon as I cast in, grabbed hold. He's given up. Well, the constant feeding of maggots, casters, is certainly getting some bites, not off barbel, but getting some bites. Only a dace. Though I'm not getting absolutely obliterated by dace, which is good. How's about that? He's got a lice on his head as well. Oh, creatures, get off. There we are. I say we're getting lots of bites on casters. My finger now. But not barbel. I'm wondering if perhaps we're going to have to wait until it gets a bit darker, you know, until the sun starts to set before those barbel will be interested in feeding for whatever reason. They don't seem interested at the moment at all. I know we've picked off the odd one, but they really don't seem particularly interested. And I've seen them flashing away over there. From at the top of the bank, you can see them flashing away, scratching themselves on the rocks. There's fish down there, but they really aren't interested in feeding. It doesn't seem to me at the moment. Completely lost track of time, but it must be probably 3 o'clock, I would think. Somewhere around there. There's about 4 hours left. We'll keep feeding these casters, and we'll keep there's salmon and trout around. Keep feeding the casters. Keep putting groundbait in as well. Just to get a nice bit of smell down there. And pellets. It does seem it's not really matter what I do at the moment. Those barbel are not really interested in feeding. Blimey, it just disappeared. Blimey. Literally, as soon as it went in, it just disappeared. I'm sure it's a chub. It might not be. A couple of head shakes then, but I'm having to give line. As I mentioned, I am on a 3 pound bottom, so be a bit careful. Ah! Off. Well. Whatever that, I've grabbed it. Grabbed the casters as soon as they went in, which is interesting, and it was a decent fish. I think it was a chub. It was a decent chub. So guys, a bit of a change of scenery. I decided to come up to the Croy that's just a little bit above where I'm fishing, just for perhaps half an hour. Just can have a change of fortune. Just run and float around in here for a bit. Not a lot going on where I was, so you know, put some bait in, we'll give it a rest. Let's see if there's anything in here. That was a bite pretty much straight away. Blimey. Oh, it'll take long, did it? Wow. Well, change your swing, change your fortune. Chub, feels like a chub. Very careful, being very careful because there's lots of boulders in here. Yeah, nice chub as well. Wow. It's tugging in the flow there. If you can see, alright. Well, he's no barbel, but I'm never going to moan about catching chub like that. What a lump. Wonderful. Back again, fella. Fab. As you can see, back in the main swim, just about 5 o'clock now, so a couple of hours, possibly 2.5 before it gets dark. We can stay till an hour after sunset here, so we can fish till, as I say, till it gets dark, but obviously won't be able to see the float, so it'll be home time when we can't see the float anymore. Just hoping that dusk will switch these barbel on. Because I can see them flashing away out there. I was at the top of the bank just before I came down to get back in. I saw a couple flash. I mean, you can't actually tell it's barbel, but you know, it could be trout or salmon or something, but you kind of, you know, I know that they're there. I saw them earlier, so unless there was 5 or 6 salmon down earlier, then it's definitely some barbel. And of course we know that they live here anyway, because I had some out last week as well in the last video. Anyway, we'll keep on. Just missed the bite then, but it was very rapid. The barbel. But, you know, we've had a lovely day, so you'd think, a very overcast day, and it's been crackling, really damp, and you'd think it was absolutely perfect for fishing, and it's just not been on it for whatever reason, whereas last week it was like this. And we're really having it, so for whatever reason, we're not having it so much today. But you never can tell, can you? As I said earlier, you know, it's a day ticket stretch, and I know that it was full yesterday. 3 people is maximum on here. And it's quite possible somebody fished in here and absolutely filled it in with bait. You know, the fish might be down there holding their bellies of stomachache. Who knows? Well, casters have got the chub going, certainly. A few little chub on these casters. Just doing nothing on meat at all, so I've gone back on casters. It's a little chub, really. We'll keep at it for a bit. The sun is not too far off the horizon now. Squirrel.
I run out of fruit now, but that's 3 tins.
Did you? Is that what you were catching them on, corn?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah. So I think should have switched onto these casters.
Try to eat anything, no. It wasn't a bait, you tried running.
I've been catching them on mussels. I've got some mussels with me.
Yeah?
We're catching them on mussels.
Catching on slugs,
Yeah. Not very big, but he's hanging on. Come on. Oh, not too bad. Who's going to do that? Straight between my legs.
Something really, really nice about just standing in the water and just picking them out. You know?
Yeah. There we go.
In that fast water, they feel amazing when you hook them. You know.
Yeah, see, he's covered in lice as well. They're all covered in lice. Got all over him, look. There we are, guys. Chubber on these casters, definitely. Oh, there we go. I think this is a chub, but it's off across the river. Yeah, those head shakes.
It feels nice, doesn't it? The float.
Yeah. I think they're sitting up there as well, intercepting it, just grabbing it as it's in the water. He's up there after all those casters. And he thought, oh, big bit of luncheon meat, look.
Well, going back next to the main, not here, to the, you thought it was Boy Bridge, didn't you?
Yes.
Definitely a footbridge there, and you can fish both banks.
That's right, yeah, that's Foy Bridge, yeah, yeah. It's nice, it's a very condensed little stretch.
Yeah.
But there's lots of, you know, a deep bit and a, well, relatively deep bit and a slightly shallower bit.
And do you know if you can wade there?
Yeah, yeah. And obviously you can get across the footbridge so you can fish both banks there.
Yeah, a couple of my friends went there the other day and one of them caught barbel. I think it's small, so barbel. So I was thinking it might be quite good for float fishing if it's wading.
Yeah, yeah, you can. I was doing it now. Fab. You're going to behave. Well, chub. Lovely job. Definitely not complaining, no?
It's like middle of winter, they've been slack, but
Yeah.
it's kind of exhausting, so yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
I saw you leave it as well.
That's often where it goes under. So I was just leaving it to see if it came back up or not, and because it didn't, that's what I struck.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I almost did the same sort of thing. I did. Yeah, they're hanging on, aren't they?
Yeah, it's chill, I think, but yeah, that head shake. It's a decent one, I think.
Honestly, I thought mine were barbel, but I think it's the flow that
Yeah, it does make it feel a lot different, doesn't it, when they're in the flow.
especially to start with. Once you get that, they come up. The barbel stay down low, don't they?
Yeah. Tend to chug off upstream as well, I've noticed. In here, yeah. When I hook a barbel, they go off up that way.
Yeah, they do. They all chug, like you say, upstream. Chug will go anywhere.
Yeah, mainly for the snag. Blimey. That's pulley. That light level drops and the chub will switch on.
I'll leave you to catch that one.
Thanks, mate. Nice to meet you.
And yeah, tight lines.
Yeah, you too. And safe journey home.
I've not very rarely said tight lines to somebody with a tight line. Alright, take care, Nick.
Yeah, you too. Bye. Oh, that's a proper one. Well, there's another proper one, guys. The sun is just setting. These barbel don't seem to want to play ball, but the chub are certainly making up for it. It's just saying goodbye to the guy, a chap called Duncan. Hi, Duncan. Who I shared the stretch with today. Blimey. Can get this out. Come on, there we go. He's just off home. I won't be far behind him, I have to say. We'll give it another 10 minutes. Well, it's certainly switched on now. A chub, that is. Feels like a chub. I think, other than the current, though, a bit like a barbel. Sorry. Although a nice chub or a very small barbel. Yeah, Mr. Chub. That's a right scrap. There's a lump. Let's get under my feet. There he is. Oh, here's a lump. God, look at the size of that. Well, guys, careful. Look at the size of that. It's huge. Wonderful. Only just hooked there. Very gently hooked. Lightly hooked, even. Blimey. Wow. Right. God, what a lump. Wonderful stuff. Wow. Well, guys, that is it. I can barely see the float. I can't even catch the line. But it's been a very enjoyable day. The barbel were being very funny, very cagey, and if you had those few this morning, those couple this morning, I thought, I'm not sure we're going to get another one. We did sneak that other one out at lunchtime, so I can't complain at all. And I've had some absolutely stonking great chub, absolute units they were. So yeah, it's been absolutely wonderful. Really, really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. It was a bit of a session that only happened because of last week, and thought I'd fancy another go here, and there was no one booked on, so there you go. And then of course I met Duncan. He was trotting a stretch that's much faster than this, and I think next time I come, I'm going to have a go in there. Now hopefully, I know I keep saying it, but hopefully I'm going to get out on the Avon soon. It's not in a good state. It's very low, very clear, similar to this, but this place fishes when it's like this, the Avon. Very, very difficult going. But I'll perhaps try and get out in a week. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. Tight lines. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support. Good luck if you get out there, and I'll see you all again very soon.